So Raven hasn't been able to keep any food down at all today. So it started out in the morning, so roughly around like 10 to 11 a.m. or so. Like, I saw that Raven chewed up like some tissue paper. And it was a considerable amount. And so I was concerned, and so I gave her hydrogen peroxide, and she vomited up a lot of liquids and stuff like that, and like a huge chunk of like the tissue paper. It was all tangled up in hair and grass and all of that stuff. And so I was relieved afterwards. But I did that. I gave her hydrogen peroxide like on an empty stomach, essentially, because it was in the morning. She hasn't eaten yet. And like the dose that I gave her, I think it was like recommended for 40-pound dogs or something like that, was the dose that I gave her. And she's like a 55-pound dog. And so it was less than the recommended amount, which is, but it was effective. And I don't know what happened. Like, she just felt sick the rest of the day. She couldn't keep any food down. So like afterwards, like maybe an hour or so later, I gave her her food like I usually do, and then she kept it down. An hour and a half later, she vomited up that food, and it was like half digested, half not. And then basically the rest of the day she's fine. Like this entire day, even now, Raven appears to be fine aside from her vomiting. Like she's behaving normal, she's playing, she doesn't act different at all, essentially, aside from her vomiting, or regurgitating her food. So tonight at around like 8 p.m. I gave her her food for dinner, and gave her a little bit more food because she vomited the food in the morning. And like 10 minutes later, she regurgitated all of the food. And I'm not seeing any specks of anything else. She's just regurgitating the food that she had 10 minutes earlier. So it's just like really mucousy and water and all of that. There's no like stomach acid, bile, or anything like that. It's just her regurgitating the food. And then afterwards, she's playing like fine, like nothing happened. It doesn't seem like she's weak at all, even. Like she hasn't had food all day, but she's ready to play and has full of energy, right? But she's hungry. Like I'm like holding food or something, and she's walking around, and she wants to eat, but she just can't hold it down. And then 2 hours later, or 3 hours later, it's like 11 or something, I decided to go out and buy some like chicken. And so I boiled up some chicken and got some white rice made. And like I made just a tiny bowl, like just a small ball, right, of food for her, because she seemed hungry. And so I gave her some, and then she, like 10 minutes later, she started feeling ill again. She took a small nap or something, and then she started having that look where dogs like pull their lips back, and it looks like they're smiling, kind of. And then she goes and she vomits or regurgitates all of that rice and chicken. So I don't know. Like I feel like it's my fault because like I somehow she managed to get to like some tissue paper, and then I ended up giving her the hydrogen peroxide. Maybe I should have used less. Maybe I used too much, pretty much. Like I should have just given her like the one squirt in the mouth, like I had like this tube. I should have just did one and waited, and maybe could have done more if she didn't vomit. I don't know. Maybe I used too much. But then essentially, like, my concern right now is like, what if there's a blockage or something? that is not coming out right now, and that's why she is vomiting or regurgitating her food. I don't know. If there's a blockage, she would feel ill, right? Or she would behave differently, right? I don't know. But right now, she's fine on surface level, it seems like. So tomorrow, I'm just gonna call like the vet and get some other guidance. If you have any guidance that you can share, um, please leave it in the comments. Um, I really don't know right now. Like, I'm just glad that she appears to be fine, because most of the time, if a dog appears to be fine, they're usually fine. She's not exhibiting any like other symptoms or anything like that. All it is right now she just can't keep her food down. Um, I guess I'll just see in the morning. But yeah, hopefully she's okay, because this is really stressing me out. and other stuff is stressing me out too right now, because like the end of the year is coming soon and I'll be quitting my job, and I feel like I'm not even prepared. Um, and then TikTok has not been very helpful either, because I just got banned again for 3 days for the video of me like sharing how to build a fire and like the things that happen when a fire dies out and stuff like that. That video got taken down for dangerous acts. And so I emailed TikTok. I emailed like 5 different emails. If you want to help, like reach out to TikTok about my account, please do so. I'll leave the emails contacts down below, so that way if you want to help, you can email TikTok about like my permanent ban that's on the way, essentially. Like, they're saying that I'm close to getting permanently banned on TikTok, and that would be bad. But I've seen people successfully get their accounts back, so I'm not too concerned, but I am still concerned. But I mean, I am transitioning over to YouTube. I appreciate everyone's like support, and I don't know, like it kind of sucks right now, but I'm just kind of dealing with it day by day, I guess. But it's good to just talk about it, you know. I mean, and I have perspective. I know like my problems are least like least of anyone else's worry, you know. Like, everyone else has their own problems, and my problems are probably minuscule to other people's problems, but I just wanted to share what's going on right now. I actually will be planning on posting an update on my shed, probably like right after this, so look forward to that. All right.